Our topic is from creative economy to future MICE setting or business event setting. I was talking about it a bit earlier that nowadays we talk about this color economy. I hope that some of you will respond and talk about what is color economy, what it means for Thailand or Chiang Rai, and how you relate that to the MICE segment, or maybe to the businesses that all our delegates are attending. So my first question is to all the three of you, but we start with Kun Supawan. Is it okay?
Okay,ค่ะ.
No choice.
Has to be okay.
As the boundaries between business events or MICE, culture and creativity continue to blur, what does a future-ready MICE ecosystem mean to you? This is a heavy question after lunch, actually.
Hope everyone awake now. When we're talking about business event, nowadays it's not only hosting the event. So in order to say the readiness of the MICE ecosystem, which is the backbone of the event, it's beyond that nowadays. You may think that business event is meetings, exhibition, festival, but nowadays it's beyond that, okay? And what is beyond that is we are talking about the ecosystem that can create the value, high value impact, which of course focus right now on personalized, on the authenticity, wisdom of the local, and more importantly, how can you create the economic, in terms of MICE, okay, not tourism, in terms of MICE, we focus on the economic cluster priorities. So means the segmentation that can create the targeted industry in order to see the economic development, social development, and especially in MICE, there's so high demand in sustainability. And when we're talking about the trend, you can see that MICE is facing a lot of challenges, especially technology disruption, skilled person or people lackage, and also the climate change, and all the sustainability demand, high competition from the global aspect. So what is the differentiate that we can create, to serve each business event? I think the answer is not the event themselves, because the Generation Z that are becoming the senior executive, they have different changing on behavior. So we have to serve this high demand also. For Thailand right now, we have the strategy to focus by blending the ecosystem in terms of the communities, expertise, the experiences, and also the way we can create the identity and signature of the destination. For example, in Chiang Rai, which is already been one of the, lately this year, right? Becoming the UNESCO Creative UCCN in terms of design. So wherever you go, you already experienced yesterday technical tour that they already embrace all the creativities and design as per their identities. So I think in the future, even right now, it's not blur anymore. As Noor just asked me, if we can blend everything together, it will create the high value and competitiveness to our industry. So the content used to be more on events. Nowadays, one of the content driven is the environment in the city, in the destination, in the area that you can hold your event in that certain area. And I want to touch a bit on the color economy, in which Ajahn A will explore more. But my strategy, we are using color economy, which is the trend right now, to create more opportunities. If you see in the slide, there are so many colors. Creativities are represented by the orange. It means creativities, innovations, creative would add innovation, would add on every segment, because nowadays, in order to foster the development of the industry, you need more differentiate. How can you differentiate yourself and your industry and your business from others? Creativity is the answer. We used to, lately last month, we just doing the economic framework through color economy with the Phuket. We built a project called Phuket Mice in 2035, in the next year, next few years. And that finding using the stakeholder are gathered together and use the technique of this color economy, they can create more opportunities. So the finding that result is that Phuket in the future of 2035, they will focus on silver economy, which is more on senior living, on the wellness, healthcare, but at the same time, the identity is sustainability. So they will gear forward on the environment friendly, and also along with the marine, which is the blue economy. Okay, and last but not least, orange economy is the one things that all the industry, both tourism and also other related in Phuket, they will have to focus and develop these creative along together. So future ready for the MICE Eco, I think, is not only how to identify or show the signature of destination. I think we have to shape it together along with the business, with the communities, with the people, with the connecting, which is MICE is a platform for this connecting.
Wow, thank you for giving us all the colors. And I think your answer is better than the ChatGPT.
Oh, really? All right, you can say with ChatGPT.
Easy for me to understand. I was reading about it earlier. I couldn't even understand what it's all about. The same question to Dr. Peeradorn, but I just want to add, in just a few years ago, UN came out with the UNCCC, right? There are about 500 over cities around the world that being recognized in a various field. And in Thailand now we have about 8 or 9 cities in advanced sector. Maybe you can take away from what Kun Supawan has mentioned and what it means for Thailand and the cities in Thailand.
Yeah, thank you very much, Noor, and thank you, Para and TCEB for inviting me to join this session. This session is very meaningful to me as a person who worked on the Creative City project for Thailand for quite some time. Right now, Thailand, I think, is one of the strong members of the UCCN network. And we have many cities. Actually, we have 3 cities in the northern part of Thailand. We have Chiang Mai, we have Chiang Rai, we have Nan, the latest one. And Chiang Rai represents city of design. And this will fit into Dr. Supawan model, or the orange one, the orange color. And I think the UCCN Creative City is an example of platform that guide the local economy and how to use local asset and integrate creativity, cultural identity, and also creativity and innovation together. And I viewed MICE ecosystem as one of the important creative ecosystem that foster local economy and strengthening creative professional in the city. And also it will become another economic engine that drive economy of the city forward. And I think every city want to adopt this model. And I think that's another way that we can have the second opportunity for develop local economy.
Thank you, Doctor. I will go to you. From DASTA perspective, what would that mean?
Oh, thank you. But I think I don't need to explain much more about this because my fellow 2 speakers have already, informed everyone on my setting. So to me, once again, I would like to emphasize on the alphabet, the letter. MICE, starting with M letter, right? Before the M letter, it's always be L, alphabet, the letter L. So to me, in particular, I think the MICE setting is also about the experience and also the purpose-driven journeys. I mean, every single trip has their own purpose. Of course, they come here for a meeting, but before that, they can experience more of the local, of the, let's say, destinations before and after the meeting. Why I mentioned about arrow again? To me, I think before MICE happening, we are the supply side development. We are upstream of the development for sustainable tourism. To me, I think the first L means to me is depends on the purpose of the destination, of the local communities, of the tourist behavior. But for us, if since we representing the supply side development, the first L could be, for instance, low carbon, for instance. Start with low carbon. Low carbon, Chiang Rai is one of the good practice of this as well, I think. Look at this, the weather, very cold. Air conditioned fueling without electricity. So that means the weather at the moment is quite cold during winter. I think this is the way that we could focus on ourselves, that we're looking for to be low carbon city, no single-use plastic like the hotel today. Another L, like the speaker this morning, they mentioned about wellness, the longevity. Longevity destination is good for everyone in the future. It's not only MICE traveler, but also every single one need more, this kind of longevity concept. And the last L from me is the livable tourist city, the local and livable tourist city. Why I mention livable tourist city? Because it's the balancing between the host and visitor. They should be both happy. Not only one side happy, but the other side, if you over tourism, too much tourists, or less tourists, or this is the impact from the tourists to our city. So this is why I mentioned the purpose driven is much more important, not only for my setting, but for every single journey for the destination. Thank you.
Wow, fantastic. In the morning you started with all the letter C, and now you start all the letter N. If you have a session in the evening, you start with another letter. Okay. But anyway, I think thank you for the insightful message that you put on there. So quickly, just the first three questions, we already spent 15 minutes. We got another 16 minutes and 53 seconds to go. So one question each. I will go mini, mo. I will go with doctor first, and then Kun Siripakorn, and then last, the lady at the last. Okay. So each one of you, I will have different set of questions. Earlier on you talked about the UCCN cities, and Chiang Rai in particular being the city of design. How can the co-creative city model help cities, especially like Chiang Rai? In Thailand, I think another design city is Bangkok, right? Yeah. To turn cultural heritage and creative assets into authentic, into future ready, and also into meaningful experiences.
Yep. Okay. Thank you. I may have to go through slide a little bit. I will talk about the co-creative city model. This model was first initiated by TCEB earlier this year. Our main objective of this model is for the UCCN network cities to use it as one of the creative city tool to assess and plan, how to enable local asset and create more value throughout the value chain, downstream, middle stream, and upstream, in order to help local creative entrepreneurs and also to promote the destination. And please allow me to walk you through slide. Any city that plan to join the UCCN network, they have to go through a series of questions just to prove that they are ready to join the network. And there are 3 questions and 2 commitments. These 3 questions is very crucial because sometimes it obstruct the city will to join. For example, they want every city to explain the record, whether they have organized major fairs, conferences, and conventions, and aim at professional and practitioners. The second one is whether the city organized major festival, convention, any large-scale events for practitioner and also general audience in the past 4 years. That means they want to see whether the city have been supporting, and promoting the creative field that they concern. And also they ask for a record of main MICE facilities, MICE infrastructure. And who can best answer this question, if not TCEB, right? Because TCEB is an expert in answering this question. And I think the co-creative city model can come into play at this point. another two commitments that UNESCO would like to know is what kind of program, what kind of activities that city plan to organize to contribute to the network locally, nationally, and internationally. And through this question, every city have to prove that they have a strong commitment to join the network. And this year, we very lucky to have opportunity to work with the city of Chiang Rai and also a strong focal point, as well as city of Phetchaburi, and also the regional office of TCEB, Northern and the central office. They let us use the city data, the city mice data, and this is the canvas that we developed with both cities. What we did was we input the MICE event and also festival into this canvas, and we have to consider what type of target audience and also type of activities and how it will fit into upstream, middle stream, and downstream of the value chain of the creative industry. Through this exercise, we can actually assess, for example, the city of Chiang Rai. We have a lot of room for the upstream event that we can organize more, right? And in the end, we have a conclusion, what types of activities, what types of MICE event and large-scale festival that city need to organize in order to make the destination more interesting, and how can we foster and strengthen the creative professional, which eventually will create a place that most of them cluster together and become a new attraction to the destination itself. This is the model that TCEB would like to propose and work with every city that plan to join the UCCN network. And this model not only good for the city that already in the UCCN network, but the city that plan to join can assess themselves regarding their readiness to become a creative city in the future. Yeah.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Now, Kun Siripakorn, earlier on you were mentioning about DASTA being responsible in one of your mandate to develop.
Yeah, true.
I think when you talk about development of destination, the tourism products, and also linked to the strategy or the framework that Kun Peeradorn mentioned, how can you actually work that hand in hand to create experiences that is sustainable and beneficial to the local communities?
Okay, good. Thank
And
you.
maybe some example as well.
All right, okay. Let's put it this way. I think to win the award or to be a champion is very hard. But right after that, to maintain your, championships, to maintain your, let's say, recognitions are even harder. I'm talking about is not only the how to announce to be members of UCCN, but after that, I think another key important is the management. The management, how to maintain, because according to the UCCN criteria, I strongly believe that there are another, procedures called MMG, the Membership Monitoring Guideline, that we have to follow every year or every 2 years, sharing knowledge and also sharing experiences, how to maintain it that way. So to work with hand in hand with the destinations and also communities, as well as all those collaboration with some other people here, I think the management are much more important. At the very beginning, we experience ourselves when we, initiate the kind of the infrastructure, development. Sometimes to build some kind of the facilities not that hard. But after that, who's going to look after that? For instance, the public toilet, for instance, very simple questions. Every single organization also built this kind of the facilities. The health and hygiene toilet is very good idea. But after that, who's going to look after that kind of the facilities? We need to all agree at the very beginning that who's going to look after, which actually Chiang Rai, you are very lucky. The Chiang Rai Municipal Office and also Chiang Rai Provincial Office and also local authorities together with the private sector, they are very strong partnership and they are working together. So I think the key success factors And in the future as well, it's also about the partnership, as I mentioned earlier. So who's going to look after that kind of facilities, who's going to run and operating that facility, or even to keep up our standard to match with the UCCN monitoring guideline, for instance. So, and again, from the partnership, it became the friendship. I strongly believe that, because Kun Noor, Kun Ton and Achan, in particular, Kun Ton, the president of TCEB, I know her more than almost 20 years. Times cannot do anything to her, still remain like this. We are now friends, not just the business partner, just like in the past. So please, who's know, among your school self, who's sitting on this, in the meeting room, one day you could be, let's say, the head of that organizations working together with your colleague or your friend. So again, I would like to emphasize one keyword is the partnership became the friendships for the futures of the mind setting. Yes.
Thank you, Kun Siripakorn. Well said. I think maintenance is always an issue globally, anywhere, and everywhere. So the final question to Kun Supawan. Okay, you were TCEB vice president, senior vice president before, and then came back. Karma, you just keep coming back, which is good. And then now as the president of TCEB, you are setting a framework, a strategy, a blueprint, right, for the organization, for the country. My strategy. How do you embrace creativity and culture as a key driver of competitiveness, and how that helped to differentiate Thailand to be the winner?
Okay, thank you very much, Kun Noor. When we're doing the MICE setting, especially with the strategy, we integrate the global trend, the MICE trend, along with the strength and uniqueness, competitiveness. We have to see the competitiveness of the country also mixed together in order to create a strategy that we have. So we look into the trend now, as I mentioned earlier. Most of the events organizers and also the delegates are looking for the purpose-driven, experience-driven, wellness and longevity's economy are becoming, so fast, and it's going to be in a few years to come. And also, very importantly, is the authenticity of the destinations. So when we look into seriously about the demand of MICE traveler, which is becoming the new generation, especially Generation Z, who are becoming the executive nowadays, from the statistic, they mentioned that about 74%, okay, this is a survey from the Expedia group, saying that Generation Z traveler prefer experiences over material possessions. And 63, they are seeking for destinations that offer unique and cultural experiences, while 51%, they are motivated by the desire to learn more about different cultures. And this is according to booking.com. So this preference, Thailand MICE offering, we are looking to the competitiveness of each destination. Along, I think we have a very good flagship city. So we are using the UCCN 9 city as a flagship because you already experienced Chiang Rai. Chiang Rai is a UCCN for design. Wherever you visit, any communities, they are already embraced the design and cultures, heritage that they have already. So one of the UNESCO or UCCN that we have been talking with Kun Tan of also for the future, which destination would be proposed in the future. And to become the UCCN, you have to pass the committees from the nation committee first. So it's not that easy, right? And for the MICE strategic, we believe also that when we're talking about MICE events, it's not only dealing with the event anymore. Event in MICE, I mean meetings, I mean convention, incentive, exhibition, and festival. because the event themselves, they have to have the placemaking, they have to have the venue, the destination being held of their event. So we are seriously appointed, or in the other way, support the destination that are ready. Why? Because the traveler, MICE traveler, might a bit different, slightly different from tourism in the way that they have been sponsored by the company. So the expectation is higher because they have been sponsored. During the challenge that we have, difficulties in the country, politics and disaster, the insurance not cover that travel. So from the past, we have experienced this challenge a lot, you know. So we are right now trying to make the standardization of each destination to grow, to cope with the global expectation and the new generation. The strategy of my strategy right now, we are not only to facilitate the event to be successful, but we believe that event can be successful not only for the event themselves. So altogether, as Ajahn Peeradorn and Kun Siripakorn mentioned, the destination is important, authenticity is important, but how can you integrate them together in order to show your uniqueness and differentiate to the global, especially to your customer?
Wow. Again, better than ChatGPT. And then I'm not sure whether you realize that, you know, while all the panelists were giving their were responding to my question, all the slides move automatically because they use AI. So I think we have only like less than a minute left, unless there's any burning question from the floor. No? Calling once, twice, 3 times. I'd like to keep to the time, so no question at all, which is also good. So you want to add something? No, I think we keep to the time so that the next presenter have enough time as well, so that we don't get into theirs. But I think I just wanted to add something more on a personal note. I think on behalf of PATA and even myself personally, I think it's good to see that Thailand has, you know, not only an advisor who talk about, this framework that, that can really translate into action plan, into something that's deliverable and then benefit the community. But you have agencies like TCEB, DASTA, and of course TAT as well, doing all their roles to make sure that, when we talk about the color economy, translate that into creative cities. Already 7-8 cities in Thailand being received that kind of acknowledgement or standard, so to speak, and then working with the community and, like you said, maintaining them in the long run. So I think that's very, very crucial. So on that note, please join me to thank my dearest panelists, Kun Supawan, Kun Siripakorn, and Doctor. Thank you. Thank you all.